If the male seahorse is the one who has the babies, why isn't that just called the female seahorse? Because the female is the one with the eggs. The male seahorse neither creates nor gives birth to the eggs. The female seahorse lays eggs into an incubator pouch that the male has, and when the eggs hatch they exit that pouch. Oh boy, I finally get to use the knowledge I gained from the same question asked in ELIF sub. So, male seahorse still carries sperm, female seahorse still has the eggs, hence why they're still called male and female seahorses even though the male seahorse gives birth to the babies. Here's the kicker, like other fishes, the young of the seahorses come from eggs, so the male seahorse is literally just carrying the eggs in a pouch. He's not pregnant, he's just a walking nest. Because he's not producing eggs. Are all incubators mothers? It's a common misconception that the male seahorse carries the babies, so let's clarify. While it's true that male seahorses do carry the fertilized eggs in a special pouch until they hatch, they don't actually give birth to the babies. Instead, the male releases fully formed, miniature seahorses into the water after they've developed inside the pouch. This unique reproductive process is why we often refer to the male as the one giving birth. However, biologically speaking, the male seahorse is still male, as it produces sperm for fertilization, while the female produces eggs. So, it's not a matter of renaming the male as the female, rather, it's about understanding the intricacies of seahorse reproduction. Because the male doesn't produce the eggs. He just carries the eggs, incubates them, and hatches them. Because the male seahorse isn't the one who produces the eggs. He only carries and births the already fertilized eggs. EDA. This exact question has been asked before. https://www.reddit.com/r/explain-like-I-am-f5/s/u08u63en28. He fertilizes the eggs held by the female seahorse, and when she lays them, he basically puts them in a backpack until they are ready to hatch. Seahorses aren't like mammals who get pregnant for long periods of time. They, like all fish, lay eggs, and the only difference is that the eggs are laid in the male seahorse pouch. Because the male produces the sperm and the female produces the eggs, she just deposits the eggs into the male's pouch. If you take a fertilized snake egg and hatch it, are you a female snake? Because the male provides the male gametes. Because holding a baby doesn't change your gender. Because gamete size is often what determines sex in biology for non-human animals, and male seahorses have the small plethora of gametes. Because the male still makes sperm while the female makes the eggs. I too enjoy the comedy stylings of Jim Gaffigan. Because there's more behind the sex than just which one has the babies. Let me ask you this. You're human, but you lose a leg and replace it with a prosthetic. Then you lose an arm and replace that with a prosthetic. Then your heart needs a synthetic replacement. And let's say this goes on and on, replacing one thing after another with mechanical substitutions. How long until you are no longer human and you're just a cyborg robot? It's the same idea but with sex, and in this case only one function has been swapped out. He has peener. Seahorses are a progressive species who don't conform to gender stereotypes. 'Cause they still got the sperm and the female still has the eggs, they just transfer the egg instead of the sperm. Because like all species the female creates eggs and the male doesn't.